Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 20. We're playing as King Ludolf of Bavaria, the son of King Otto of Bavaria, formerly Duke of Brunswick, formerly Duke of Saxony. And I've just noticed something a little bit weird up here. There's an Ostlandet army sitting in Oldenburg, because they are currently, the King of East Francia and the King of Aquitaine and the King of Lotharingia are defending against an Ostlandet conquest of Oldenburg. That's strange, because the Ostlandets, like, this is their land up here. It's what's that, Norway basically, and a little bit of Finland. So I think they've just got the Casus Belli here, because you can see here this coastal region, the the Gulf of Heligoland. I probably mispronounced that, but you can see they've got the province of Agder up here, which borders it, and the province of Oldenburg also borders it, so that counts as an adjacent province for the purpose of pagan conquest Casus Belli. That's fine. It could turn out to be for our benefit if they do take it, because Bavaria is right next door. We may be able to declare war on them for, you know, it. We can't demand that the Pope give us a claim on this particular county, but we can look at who the claimants are. Mainly the people in East Francia, I guess. What we would normally be able to do here is see these, how we've got the little thumbs down icons. We could try to invite these people to our court and then claim the land for them, but, you know, it's not really important at this stage in time. Let's just start up the clock, and off we go. We've got a bit of money. Our most recent war ended inconclusively, which was very annoying. Though it could have been for our benefit, because it ended up with us being at war with basically all of Carling Europe. Let's just see how big Carling Europe is at this stage. Here we go, we'll click the Dynasties one, and you can see here's the Ludolf finger. It's us. All of this, and up here, and here, and it looks great. But Carling's own so much stuff. What's this, the Kingdom of Italy? All the kingdoms of France. There are 4 kingdoms in France. There's Aquitaine, Burgundy, West Francia, and I think the Kingdom of Brittany counts as part of France. And they own most of the German kingdoms as well, or the, you know, in-between bits. Oh, excellent. Our Chancellor has convinced this guy, the King of Hungary, that we're a pretty cool dude. There we go. Positive opinion. Let's just go back to actually managing things. So the reason for that was because we wanted the King of Hungary to have a better opinion of us than he does of this Wincenti bloke. So he likes Wincenti 35, and he likes us 16. Not great. Another thing we're going to need to try and do is to get the King of Aquitaine to like us a lot. We could send him some money, but it's actually not a lot. Usually kings want something like 200 gold, so I don't know what this guy's... Okay, well, he's greedy, so that's a good start. He is a terrible king. I wonder how much his guys like him. His guys love him. And apparently he's got elective monarchy. You know what? We're going to send him some cash. And the reason for that is because he's going to have, like you can see here, he dislikes a whole bunch of his allies, and like the King of Lotharingia and East Francia for ones he likes the most. But if we get him to like us a lot, which we're going to do, we're just going to pay him some money. So 40.5 gold, and we basically boost him up to 100%. That'll go away at some point, but that's alright. The whole thing with the Duchess of Tyrol is really not great. Who is it going to go to? I don't even know. It won't even tell us. Probably... Okay, so this vassal inheritance thing, it's a maybe. The titles might pass from our realm. And that's because she doesn't have a dynastic heir, because she involved herself in a regular marriage with this loser. He's part of the East Francian revolt, somehow. Oh, because he's the son of the leader of it or something, so... One of the sons, anyway. The main son. That's somewhat irritating. But, I'm not sure if the Duchy of Tyrol will actually pass from our realm or the County of Innsbruck. Because if we click on this guy, who is her heir, he's not in another court or something like that. And if we check her husband is in that court anyway. So it might be an issue for us, but it's kind of hard to tell at this stage. It's all a maybe. We don't appear to have any truces. That's odd. Are we sure about that? We don't have any Casus Bellis against her. Just check claimants. Nope, Zdenka here would not accept an invitation to our court. Why not? For reasons. She doesn't like us enough, and she doesn't not like that other guy enough. That's alright. What about the Duchy of Bohemia? Nope. Normally, people don't just accept invitations. They need reasons to go places. About this guy. Right, we're still waiting on this guy. What we'll probably be doing is the Holy War for Brandenburg, but I'm still not completely sold on that. And the reason for that is, while it would hook us back up with Hamburg here, I had a bit of a thought about this, and expanding into Carling Europe, let me just get the dynasty map, expanding into Carling Europe is going to be tough. There is absolutely no other way to put it. It's going to be tough, because we might be at war with everybody in Carling Europe. And, well, with this area here, basically, and pair all of this shit. So, what I was thinking... Hold on, we just got a plot to deal with at the moment. Hedwig seeks to kill Wilhelm Wilhelmdian, who I believe is the... Nope, just the steward of Steiermark. She's almost got that. Is he a good steward? No. No, he's pretty damn bad at his job. Have fun. We still have these factions, but they're very low power factions that we don't have to worry about. And I'm just going to invite somebody else to this plot that we've got here. The, just one of these guys. They're going to contribute enough, and they shouldn't betray me for no good reason. Let's try our sender here. So she'll give us a message in 2 weeks. Anyway, I think we should expand to the east. The main problem there is Hungary. But if we expanded to, say, Sorbs and up here through Pomerania and what is normally Prussia, I mean, Prussia hasn't formed yet because it's still 902, and, you know, Poland and all that sort of stuff, if we do in this area, we should... I mean, I know we said we were going to form the Holy Roman Empire, but if we form the Wendish Empire as well, can we form the Wendish Empire? Some places have additional creation restrictions. Let's see. The Wendish Empire has no creation restrictions. That's wonderful. Just as an example, the Arabian Empire, I think, requires you to be... Oh no, it's actually held by somebody. I'm just going to click around until we find the Persian Empire. Or any empire which has special creation conditions. I don't know. We may not actually find one. Nope, nothing there. There's a lot of new empires down here. It's kind of cool that they introduced de jure empires along with the Rajas of India thing. Mali might have one. Yes, there we go. Okay, so to form the kingdom, or not the kingdom, the Empire of Mali, you need to be the Sultan of Mauritania and the King of Mali, as well as hold a king title which isn't that. So that's not all that hard. But I was sure that there was maybe the Byzantine Empire, but it's already formed, so it doesn't matter. But I was sure that there were some places which required you to be of a particular culture group or something. No, nothing there. Oh well, doesn't matter. They might have changed that. Who knows? Certainly not I. Yes, you'll back my scheme to kill the Baroness, because, you know, why not? Another thing I would like to do is marry the Queen of Great Moravia to somebody. Unfortunately, when we try and betroth her, no, this actually appears to be working. So, the only option here, who is part of the Littlefinger house, is Gerlach. And, well, she would definitely prefer a matrilineal marriage, and she would desire a better alliance. So, maybe if we could have a son, we could deal with that. Maybe. It's kind of not guaranteed. It's a little bit of a, just an opportunity in the future. And I really need this guy to like me a little bit more. See, he wants almost 260 gold. That's not good enough. Military organization in Weimar has increased. That's fine. I don't think that helps us. Nope. Not in the slightest. We have built training grounds, which has increased our retinue size a little bit. But not an immense amount. I think we'll build militia training ground in Wittelsbach, though. Wittelsbach. Back. We're just sort of clicking around, seeing if we've got any claims on places that matter to us. Okay, you see here something has just happened. The Kingdom of Lothringia no longer covers Italy. Hold up. My co-conspirator, Duke Wilhelm II of Austria, has let me know that Baroness Wilhelmina God, of Andex will soon have a tragic fall off her castle parapets. Fly, little bird, fly. Kind of an asshole, aren't we? Anyway, more to the point. I believe the former king of Lothringia, yes, the former king, King Louis the Great, has died, thus giving King Louis II the kingdoms of Lothringia and Burgundy, and King Adalbert the kingdom of Italy. They must be running under Gavelkind. And you can see here, King Louis is in line to inherit the kingdom of Italy, and King Adalbert is in line to inherit the kingdoms of Lothringia and Burgundy. And that is presumably because, yeah, they're the only two sons. That's fine. And, oh wow, that's very interesting. You can see here that the line of succession is not entirely Carling. There's Bijela Ratvsik or something. Bijela Ratsik. Okay. And the Ardenichis. Whereas this guy... Okay, so Lothringia and Burgundy are solid. Well, Lothringia is solid Carling. Burgundy is solid Carling, but Italy is not. However, the first one is a Carling, so ideally, if we really wanted to do something here, we can't check this because we're still in the process of killing a Baroness, we would see if we could kill off King Louis II. Then we would kill King Adalbert and see what happened. Now, the point there is it would be taking this entire region out of the Carling dynasty. In fact, Italy is already suffering a revolt, I believe. Let's just check that. There's the East Francian revolt, which is still going on. The conquest of Oldenburg, that's still happening. And the Italian revolt for Count Hugues's claim on Italy. Where's Cleves? It's somewhere up here, I thought. Is this it? That's Cleves. Is that the same as Cleves? I have no idea. Yes, it is the same. So this guy apparently has a claim on Italy. Jeez, and everywhere else. Bavaria, Italy, Burgundy, and Lotharingia. And he's a member of House d'Urville. So, if that war works out for them, that'd be pretty cool. And also, if we joined in this war, or declared on Italy for some reason, I don't think we have any casus belli. Oh yes we do, because these provinces are supposed to be part of our thing. We could also offer to join the war, which wouldn't exactly be what we're after. However, he does have a lot of allies. The King of West Francia, the King of Lotharingia, let's just rank them. Yeah, all of the Carlings, basically. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're allied with King Louis here. You can see he's a guy with 100 opinion against us. So he might join in on our side, or might just stay out of the whole thing. But all these four kings is a massive pain in the ass, even though they're already in a bunch of wars. There's a hostile army down here, because the Hungarians are going through a Catholic uprising rebellion. Let's just see how many men the Hungarians still have. Still 11,000, but they've slipped to 4th place. So they should easily deal with those guys. There we go, we've assassinated the Baroness Wilhelmina of Andex. She died under suspicious circumstances. Success! It seems little Baroness Wilhelmina of Andex had not yet learned how to fly. She died a quick and presumably painless death. Chicken for lunch today, I think. And so we've inherited the barony of Andex through entirely legitimate means. It's quite a nice barony. Unfortunately, that pops us above our demesne limit. So, we're going to give away the county of Messian. Let's pause the game for a second. To the Count of Lausitz, who is our cousin. So we grant him the landed title of Messian. Done. Now we've lost our marshal for some reason. We're just going to hold off on that. That's right, we've lost our marshal because our marshal owned the barony of Altenburg. See, you can see that here. I don't believe we'll be able to get him back at this stage in time, but that's alright. We're just going to wait a few days, see if he pops up in the list somewhere, you never know. And then we'll just hire Theodoric, I believe. You know what, we're going to hire Theodoric right now. And send him to train troops in Oberbayern. Yep, the Chancellor is still trying to improve relations with the King of Hungary. We're researching economy tech in Oberbayern because we had that, yeah, here you can see, we had that additional event pop up. Which means that our economy is growing at a huge rate, at 3 times the normal rate. It's beautiful. We get shit all points, but, you know, the natural growth is good. Really like that son, so I can work on improving my attributes. Get on that. We really might need a new wife. How old is our wife? 33. We could kill her. Man, Dietrich is dead, which means we have a new Chancellor. Ah, wonderful. We're going to hire Donald. And we're going to send him to Estegon. And he should pop up to 14. No? Come on, buddy. Yeah. Oh well. Alright. You've had like 10 years, Queen Eng. 10 years and you've given me 3 lovely daughters. 15 and 15. You know what? We'll let you finish educating these 2 and then we're going to try and off you. What? It's perfectly reasonable. And we're just going to increase the, or upgrade the militia training ground in München. You'll notice that most of our upgrades are taking place in our holdings in the Duchy of Bavaria. Even though we don't own the Duchy at the moment, I don't believe we could... Yeah, we could try and make a claim of the Pope, but it would cost us 100 piety and it would not succeed. So we can't even send it. And that's because the Pope has a positive opinion of the Duke of Bavaria. And, you know, he's got nothing to be afraid of there. I'm not too sure if we can check out what the Pope's actual opinion of him is. I mean, it'd be nice to, but I don't think we can. So, what we want to happen with this rebellion down here, or with Italy, is we want King Adalbert to lose. We want the Carlings to no longer be in control of the Kingdom of Italy. That would mean that when we go to war to take back these de jure provinces down here, which we have to do in the next 70 years or we're going to have issues, when we do that, he won't have allies in Western Europe. Like, he won't be able to call in the other Carlings unless he marries them. Whoever he is in this case. But we wanted to off this guy first, didn't we? Yep. So we can't off King Louis II. So that throws a massive spanner in the works. We could off King Adalbert, but then King Louis would just show up and be the boss. I don't know who these other guys are, but, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. At this stage in time. What we could do, I think, is offer to join this war, like the Italian revolt. Jeez, how many army, like, what's Italy's army like? I'm gonna guess about 2,000 again. Nope, 2,400. So, get out of the way. We definitely have more than that, but the issue there is that he may react strongly to the fact that everybody's declaring war on him and start calling in allies. And that would be an issue. And he can only call in the 4 kings. But that's like saying he can only call in all of Europe. Like all of Western Europe. West Francia, Aquitaine, Lotharingia, and there was another one there, wasn't there? Let's just check that. Oh yeah, East Francia up here. Wonderful. It's a real pain in the ass, isn't it? Tell you what, this woman hasn't fared too well with assassinations. Both her siblings were assassinated. 2 of her children were assassinated. Actually, 3 of her children, because you can see here, died under suspicious circumstances. That means he was murdered. Let's just put that out there. And she doesn't have any allies that she can call in. I don't like getting involved in other people's wars. So we're going to move our guys down here. Entirely coincidentally. There's a Frisian Liberation Revolt. Okay, so this is a dangerous revolt for the king of East France, or the king of Lotharingia. These guys want Frisia, which, let me just check it. Is it a duchy? No, it's an actual kingdom. There we go. They want Frisia to be its own country. I'm content to let them win as long as they don't try coming over to the little bits of Frisia that I hold. They shouldn't, because they are only at war with the king of Lotharingia, with 4,000 men. Liberation revolts are bad news for a country. And that's happening because, well, he's a new king, isn't he? And he apparently owes a lot of money to the Jews. Yeah, he's not going too well. I'm surprised if they won't let us assassinate him. Really surprised. So what we're going to do is we're going to come on down here and we are going to declare war on this dude. And it's going to be one of these things. Probably Aquileia. Maybe. I'm saying probably Aquileia because if we park troops there, it's going to be very hard to dislodge them because, well, there's rivers. You can see the rivers here, so there are partial river crossings, and it's mountainous terrain. So just wait for our troops to get down there so that this is one of the advantages of having retinues. You don't have to declare war and then raise up all your armies and send them down. We're still going to raise up most of our armies, don't get me wrong there. But this gives us a first strike option. So we could park 1,500 troops in Aquileia, and it'll take the king of Italy. He's probably already got raised troops. Let's see if... Oh, we can't actually check if any sieges are ongoing down here because we don't have eyesight on it. Or do we? I mean, there's a fog of war, but sometimes you can see like a trebuchet or something. Or, as you can see here, the smoke and trebuchet sort of thing. So Mainz is currently under siege. But yeah, what we're doing is we're going to park these guys here in the hope that they will be the first in the province. And actually we're going to pull off one of the classic dick moves. Let's just wait for him to get into Steiermark so that I can demonstrate it. The classic dick move, which you can really only do in Crusader Kings, you can't do this in Europa, because in Europa you can't move your troops through any territory. We start them moving into Aquileia. Now, you can't declare war if you have troops on foreign soil. I believe that's a thing. That's to prevent you from just sending a retinue in and having them sit in a damn province and, you know, just sit there and then you declare war and you're instantly sieging and they can't raise up any of their levies and that sort of stuff. Obviously that would be a bad thing because it would make the game really easy as soon as you got a decent retinue. This is kind of similar. Excuse me. It's kind of similar in that we can see that my army here, which I should give a commander to, God's chalk, good man. We're not going to leave the army because I'm not too sure how this is going to go. But you can see they're going to arrive in Aquileia on the 31st of May. So, we wait until the 30th of May. Come on. Here it comes. 30th of May, we pause the game. Now, we just check out how everything's going. Okay, so he's called the King of West Francia into that revolt. And he's still involved in this other war which is going nowhere fast. Neither is the revolt, honestly. We're going to declare war for our de jure claim on Aquileia. Done. Now, we raise up all of our troops just to get nice and prepared. We're currently at war with the rebels, so that includes the army of Count Hughes here in Clèves. I don't anticipate them doing anything stupid, because it would be kind of stupid. And we send all of our guys just down to deal with things. Reason why we haven't ordered all these guys down is I want them to gather up into their little army first, whereas these guys are kind of big enough to make their way by themselves. Now, the retinue. Come on. Is there. 1 day after we declared war. Maybe 2 days. And they're besieging that place. Wonderful. And because it's a Prince Bishopric, this siege will go fairly swiftly and allow us to move on to the city, so we'll start getting our ticking war score fairly quickly. We do still have a barony to deal with, but it doesn't have a lot of troops in it. And it's also owned by, well, Amadeus here, who is kind of shit. If your martial score is below 10, it has a negative percentage effect on the amount of troops you can raise. For example, Amadeus has minus 10% of his levy. That's because he only has a martial skill of 8. We, on the other hand, have a plus 40% to our levy because we have a martial skill of 18. So for every point difference from 10, you get an extra 5% less or more levies. May have not been the most accurate way of most linguistically pleasing way of saying it, but you know, deal with it. Anyway, the move into Aquileia with the retinue was quite important because it took about a month to get from Steiermark to Aquileia, and it's really the only way we have in. We could sort of come around here, but that would take us even longer. So, what would the point be? Yep, and this Liberation Revolt is hostile to us because it's a rebel army. All rebels are hostile to everyone, with some notable differences. I'm kind of... Okay, he's heading into Lune, so that's fine. Don't care. That's part of Italy? Okay, because of the Gavelkind succession rubbish, the county of Boulogne is now part of Italy, and similarly the county of Amiens is now part of Aquitaine. It's interesting. Also, the county of Schwaben is part of Italy. We may have to deal with that at some point. It's not part of Bavaria, though, so, you know, whatever. Alright, so, let's continue on with this siege. We should be able to finish this war before the end of the episode. I think I started 35 minutes ago. I really need to keep a better track on this time business. And in 4 days this army will have consolidated itself. Thank you. Head on down. We're not losing money anymore. Okay. Now, this is an issue because we've had this event turn up before, but we've had much better ways of dealing with it because we had a high diplomacy or a high stewardship. So, to the most illustrious King Ludolf, the good burghers of Jena are barely able to pay their taxes. Our coffers are empty. I humbly ask that you lower the taxes for your cities. Okay, so we can either... Where are we? We can either get the city tax down to normal, which loses us about 10% of their tax, and the mayor will like us a bit, or we can have all of our mayors not like us for, what, 5 years. And that would be an issue, because then they may not actually give us any income, and it would reduce the amount of troops they give us. However, mayors normally give us fairly crappy troops. So let's just have a look at all of our mayors. 19, 24, 30, 38. See, the mayors don't particularly like us, except for the mayor of Auric for some reason, because he's content. But I do like their income, so very well. And that hasn't changed the law. That's instituted a vote, which all the dukes and stuff have to agree on. But we need to see this law change through because it was an event thing. And it probably will go through. You can see they're all voting for it. There's really no reason not to. What we may do as a result of this is raise the city levies in a while. Though, I gotta be honest, cities provide so little troops anyway, so, you know. Let's consolidate this army, or gather it up. The rise of the Shia. The schism at the heart of Islam dates back to its earliest days. The majority Sunnis have long persecuted the followers of Ali, the Shias, forcing them into hiding. The partisans of Ali look to his descendants for leadership, but they are forced to keep their ancestry secret. Now, though, the Shias are mobilizing their strength behind a boy whom they claim to be Ali's rightful heir and imam. Other Islamic jurists claim that the boy is clearly a fraud, but to his followers he is the person they have been waiting for, and now they flock to his banner. Ha! The fools fight amongst themselves. So, what's happened there? There were always Shia over here. But, now the Shia have a caliph, I believe. Maybe. Actually, we can check that. We can check that. We go to the ledger, and we want to find the religion tab. There it is. The Shia do not have a caliph yet. They have very low moral authority. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Basically, if there is no Shia caliph, then there is a chance that one appears. That sort of thing. We can call in allies. We can call in the King of Aquitaine. He is a maybe. He won't join. He only has negative things there. -6, I believe that is. If we send him that request, he may not like us and we may not like him, and it may break the alliance, and I like having our alliance with him. But, you know, whatever. He hasn't called in anybody into this little war because it's really quite a small war that nobody cares about. Alright, we've taken that bishopric. We're going to swiftly take this city. And once we occupy the city of Udine and the barony of Frueli, we will get our ticking war score. We will also continue trying to occupy various things. Here's a battle which isn't going to go well for someone. Yes, you can see, we can't see what's happening in the battle, but the entire... Well, I said it wasn't going to go well for somebody, and it hasn't gone well for the revolutionaries, apparently. It's very odd. Yeah, they're fleeing. But you could see from the little squares... Just had something built here, that's fine. The little squares, that white indicates a fleeing column. So, the problem with the revolutionaries was that all of their troops were in a central column. So the flanks were immediately doing maximum damage to them, which is unfortunate for them. We really don't have to worry about these factions, they're so minor. Maybe if we lost all of our troops in a terribly unfortunate battle, but yeah, we really don't have to worry about these guys. Come on, hop on over. See, it takes almost a month to get from Steiermark to Aquileia. This guy died. That's right, didn't like him anyway. And we got a bunch of messages about people approving the law change. Vikings are attacking Ostfriesland. They sure are. They're actually able to besiege it this time. That's annoying. I don't believe that there are any troops nearby that I can actually rely upon. So, yeah, we're just gonna kind of let them do that for a little bit. Maybe we'll come up and chase. If they do complete their siege, then the castle gets a temporary negative thing. Like a, you know, taxation. Because it's looted. You know, nice and simple. We could raise up our vassal levies to go chase him off. Let's do that. These guys can go back down because there's only 4 of them. Right? Seriously? How did we only raise 25? Oh, right. Okay, so what I did there was I clicked this button instead of this button. This button raises the county levies in the ones that you control, like, that's why I've only got a few guys showing up. They're the mayors and the barons and the bishops. But if we click on this one, we get everybody. We'll send these guys down because they're so minor it doesn't matter. And okay, we're just going to have to make 2 quick selections here. Just send everybody up to Weimar, actually. And I'd like them to be quite swift, so that we can chase these guys off and not accrue too much in the way of a vassal opinion modifier. There we go. We've gotten some more gold out of looting this city. And now we handle the castle. If it comes down to it, we may also try and attack Venice. Venice is a republic, and it doesn't have... You need boats to get to it. See, there's no strait crossing or anything like that. So it is amazingly defensible. And here we see the revolt has actually succeeded in a battle and taken those guys out. Let's just see how that's going. Still not great for the revolutionaries, which is a little odd. But yeah, I guess they just have to deal with that. Let's combine these 2 armies. And just watch our little coloured men march across the realm. Depending on how quickly we chase off these Vikings, which would be fairly quickly once we get a half-sizable force up here, we may just drag our guys down to besiege Schwaben down here, just for a nice little bit of war score. Every province of Italy that we occupy, or every holding that we occupy, there's the opinion penalties, contributes to the war score. Just because it's land that we're holding that, you know, proves our dominance, sort of thing. And I'm just trying to keep an eye out on these provinces down here, because that is where any attack will come from for the army of Gottschalk. I don't foresee it happening, though. I'm going to cough for a bit. I've got a bit of a thing in my throat, so I'm going to mute the microphone. And we're back! Apologies for that, I just really had a bit of a tickle in my throat. Even with this glass of water. Bit of a fight going on up here between, in the conquest of Oldenburg here, which is going in favour of the King of Oslandet. Very interesting. Okay, that army is formed. Gather them up. Give them some leaders. The Mayor of Dachau. Just pause that for a bit. Oh, I had someone in my prisons. And head on up there. Judita has died. I had her in prison for some reason. She was lowborn and nobody actually wanted to ransom her off her, if I remember right. Ada MacGirak has grown up, become a thrifty clerk. That's good, gives her a little bit more fertility. And she wishes to get married. Well, Ada, that's good, because I wish for you to get married as well. So, we want to find her, because we don't actually have any sons to marry her to, or even any Littlepfingers. So we want to marry her to somebody who is strong, but matrilineally. So, we look at what strong does. Strong gives +2 martial and +1 diplomacy. So if we order by martial, we should... Excuse me, that water did not go down right. We should see that it skews it so that stronger characters, if there are any, will be closer to the top. Here's one, the Count of Kazikos. He's useless to us because he's a count, so we would lose Ada. We want somebody who is lowborn and strong. Or even not lowborn, but just not like holding any sort of titles. There's someone who's quick. He's only 7 years old though, so that's a terrible choice. There's another quick, but he's 48. Not great. Kierman. So we're sort of getting into the area where when we've run out of strong character, or we've run out of martially aligned characters. So we might just have to say, all right, you know, fair enough. There's nobody strong to give yourself to. This is close, but it would be 6 years before they could have any children. And 6 years is too much. Leaves too much to chance. And then we're into the actual kids and things. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to order everybody by rank. Find somebody low ranking who is about 16. You know what? There's an easy way of doing that. Order everything by age. Scroll down to the lowest. And we'll see what we can get. Somebody with a good amount of fertility would be good. So this guy, he's not bad. He's got a really dumb ambition, but he has a lot of diplomacy. However, I've just noticed that Boldemar up here has the same stat, the same career attribute, a lot of diplomacy, and he is content. So let's see if we can get him. Nope, because he's too high in a line of succession. For something. Probably for the barony itself. Yeah, you see, he's second in line, so that's not great. Well, we gotta find us someone, don't we? We really do have to find us someone. A 15-year-old would be alright. I guess. It's just that we would be kind of gambling on what their career attribute would be. None of them are lustful 15-year-olds, so that's an issue. What about this guy? He's the heir to a barony, so he won't take it. Havel was heir to a barony. Orson isn't. Orson is also a bastard, so nobody will care. But he doesn't have a very good career attribute. Henri isn't, and he is Midas touched, which is good. Let's see. Nope, too high in a line of succession. Swear to God. Come on, Ada. You've got to have somebody. Wonder if there's anybody in our court. Let's just check on that. Nope. They're all old blokes. Not great. Let's expand our search a little bit to people who are older than 16 and 17 and such. This guy is a half-brother. Let's check him out. Nope. Alright. Actually, I think we just checked him out earlier, so, whoops. Selecting the right husband for your courtiers is quite important. Maybe this guy. Oh, Tripanovich. I played these guys as my very first playthrough in Croatia. Let's see. Nope. Oh, she's unimportant, so yeah, okay. We won't be able to matrilineally marry her to anybody unless they are part of our realm, I believe. Or our court specifically. Because then we can just order them to do it. So, and it wouldn't even matter in that case. She's also grown up to be German, which is good. If you remember, she was Scottish from the Mac Garak house. And yes, she's grown up to be German. And on that note, our queen has stopped educating anybody. This is perfectly normal behavior. You know what? I want her dead quick. Invite everybody. And we really need to marry you off to someone. You know what we're going to do? We're going to invite a noble to court, a steward named Walram, for 20 gold. I really hope that Walram isn't too old. He shouldn't be. You will marry Walram, the 24-year-old. Midas touched, diligent, greedy, cruel, patient. 19 stewardship. He doesn't like us. I don't care. She's going to lose... Von Trebek or Makarak? Von Trebek. She's going to lose 100 prestige. We're not, so deal with it. Okay. And he's currently leading troops in Fryland, apparently. Alright. We've got some more raiders showing up, so it's a good thing that we got our dudes together to go and chase them off. And we're back to the actual fighting part. Yes, we've got enough plot power to murder our wife. We could get some other people on board, but we'd have to pay them a little bit of gold, and, you know... Gold's tight. She wants to have a daughter. You know what? We're going to keep monitoring her, because that'll give us some messages like when she has children, and we can check out if they have genetic traits and things like that. My daughter is old enough to be educated. Well, one of them. So, she appears to be good at diplomacy. How would you like to be educated by a Benedicta? Really wouldn't mind that son. But that's why we're going to kill our wife and marry some, you know, 16-year-old French princess or something. Yep, so he's moving off. He'll move off before we even get there, so we just hang around until he moves off. And then we're going to move into Fryland and chase these guys off. It is somewhat annoying, see there he goes, and we'll actually catch him, so, you know, good on us. Caught, and we should wipe these guys out really quickly. There's like 5 of them. Yeah. No problem. We got a little bit of prestige and piety out of that for chasing off infidels. And let's see, -2. Yeah, we can sack that for a bit. We've had an Italian army just show up. So what I'm actually going to do with these guys up here is instead of bringing them down to Schwaben, I'm going to send them over to Steiermark. Because these guys appear to be heading up there, and if we can just defeat them, though this siege is going to be over in 24 days, and that's probably going to be quicker, so head down here to begin with. Yeah, okay, so let's just have this siege end, and then we might call it an episode. 12 more days. The Chief of Sorbs has married some people around. That's fine. Okay, there we go. We've taken this castle thing. So now we should have, yep, a ticking war score. And just quickly, he will get to Steiermark on the 20th. We can't catch him, but we can try and head to Steiermark and see if he will stop moving. That would be good because Steiermark is mountains, whereas Cantan is hills. So no, he's moved off, and he will actually get to Innsbruck on the 8th. So he will get out of there before we even get there. So instead of moving him there, we're going to move down to... just check out some troop numbers. I think we're going to move him down to Cantan just to take provinces. Yeah, because it'll be a lot quicker than hitting Treviso. And we'll have to see what this guy is doing. He might be trying to come up here, but we can quite easily move Mayor Andreas's army along. But that will have to be coming up next episode, because I think we've probably gone over the usual time. So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. Any comments, go ahead. Throw us a like if you liked it. And yeah, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.